Live well now with Dr. Lauren.
Hello everyone, it's Dr. Lauren here with another episode of Live Well Now. And that is because you have a mission that you're supposed to accomplish. There is something that you've been created for that only you can do. And so I want you to live well now so that you can do that thing that you've been called to do. We don't have time for sickness. We don't have time for disease. And so I'm hoping on this Live Well Now series, you are getting tools, tricks, strategies to help you live well now, help your family live well now, help your community, and help everyone that you're connected to live better. Not next year, not next month, not in the future, but right now. So today, y'all, I thought I would show you like a quick dinner that is healthy and economical because I feel like, y'all, the price of food. I can't even. So anyway, this is something that I actually learned from my mom. My mom used to make this for us all the time when we were kids. And these are cupcake meatloaves. So they're great because we're going to use a cupcake pan to put them in. And so they're going to be just like the perfect serving. They're going to be all made out for us. They freeze really, really well. So if you ever wanted to make them in advance and freeze them and have them for another time, that's perfect. Ingredients, super simple. I've got a pound of ground turkey. I've got about 3/4 cup of milk. Let's go over here. I've got an egg that I'm going to beat. I've got some oats. This is going to add some texture. This is going to add some fibers. This is really, you're like, oats, that's kind of weird to add, but don't worry about it. Just go with it. It works. And these are just plain steel cut oats. I've got 2 cloves of garlic. I hope you guys are using fresh garlic, not the canned stuff, because I can tell you the flavor makes a difference. You literally don't need as much because it's garlic. It's not garlic and water. It is garlic, okay? And then spinach and an onion. Now, I'm using spinach, y'all, but you can really use whatever veggies you have around. So I'm gonna move some of the stuff out of the way so that I can chop a bit. I've done this before and put broccoli in my food processor and kind of minced it really, really fine and put that in there. I put carrots in there. I put zucchini in there. So you can you literally use whatever veggies. Say you just have like a bunch of random veggies at home left over from the week. Throw that in there. Chop it up really, really fine or put it in your food processor. That's my technique. I like to call this sneak attack because it's a way to add some extra veggies into your dish without anyone knowing. And yeah, it works, right? So next I'm gonna just chop up now my onion. I've got my hot plate going. So let's get this good here. You're gonna need some olive oil because we're gonna saute those veggies first. This sauce, you guys, so you know you can't have meatloaf without sauce. I usually just use some ketchup and brown sugar. Now today I actually never eat ketchup. So I never know when we're low because I never know until I go to like make this recipe, which I make like once a month. So we were low on ketchup. So I made a concoction of ketchup, a little brown sugar, some barbecue sauce, and some red hot sauce. So it's gonna be a sweet, spicy kind of sauce. But normally you would just do like 3/4 cup or 2/3 of ketchup and then just like maybe a 1/4 or so or less of brown sugar. And that makes just the perfect, simplest, sweet sauce. Okay, so I've got this chopped. We don't really need to chop our spinach because you guys know that's gonna all wilt together. So let's go ahead and saute. So we're gonna saute our onions and we're gonna saute our onions and our garlic and our spinach. So while I'm waiting for my pan to warm up just a little bit longer, I'm gonna go ahead and crack my egg and whisk that up and get this out of the way. Let's go ahead and try to keep my counter space organized. All right, so we got 1 egg. Crack that. I'm gonna mix that. Then you need a big bowl where we're gonna put our mixture together. I'm gonna season this, y'all, real simple with the Dr. Seasoning. It goes great with everything and it's gonna go great with this. The Dr. Seasoning has everything you need. It has the salt, it has the pepper, it has the garlic powder, it has turmeric, it has all the basil, it has all the herbs that you need to make just like a very flavorful dish. So you can use this, you don't need anything else. Let's go ahead and get sauteing. This is pretty warm. Put some olive oil here. My non-stick pan. Caraway is the brand that I'm using. I'm gonna go ahead and first put in these onions. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to help them swell. And then we're gonna saute that up. So we're, sauteing our veggies beforehand. You technically could probably put them in without sauteing because they're gonna bake in the oven. But when you saute, you allow the opportunity for some flavors, some nice flavors to come out, especially when you saute it with some other veggies. And so the goal is to, add as much flavor as possible without using tons of salt, right? So if we are able to saute some veggies, some onions, some garlic, we can add some flavor, some extra nutrition without being worried about excess salt. Okay. Here's our fresh garlic, 2 cloves that we minced. I'm going to saute that. And we want to make sure our garlic doesn't burn, so we're going to just keep it moving in this nice hot pan. That looks good. I'm already smelling it. I'm going to go ahead and put it in our spinach now. I'm just going to kind of rip it up here. You guys know you add a whole bunch of spinach, but then it like cooks down and it's like 4 leaves. That's what's going to happen here. Any way we can sneak in and kind of add in some veggies, we're going to take that opportunity to do so. I'm spilling a little bit. All right, so while that's cooking, I'm going to clean up and move some place out of the way that we do not need. We don't need this. We don't need this. We're going to bring in our big bowl. I'm going to bring in this and this. We're still going to need our egg here. I'm going to go ahead and take our egg and add it to our bowl so we can get this out of the way. This is almost done. This looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. This looks great. All right, so I'm going to move this out of the way and I'm gonna bring in my bowl. Right, so now we're going to go ahead and get everything in our bowl. So I have some ground turkey. I like to get my ground turkey from Costco because you can get 1.7 pound packs. You can get a pack of 6 for about a little over 20 bucks. So it's a pretty good deal. So I've got my ground turkey here. And I'm gonna go ahead and generously season that with our Dr. seasoning. This is a new one, so I'm gonna take the seal off. We've got that generously seasoned here. So I like to season my meat, stir that up with my egg. So the egg is there because it's gonna help make this nice and sticky. Good. And I'm gonna go ahead and add in these veggies. Stir that up in there. Let's go ahead and add in our oats. The last thing I add is the milk, and that's because I add based on how much I need. Sometimes I need it. It just depends, what veggies I'm adding because different veggies have different kind of water content. If you wanted to add cheese, you could add cheese here at this point. Like if you wanted to put in some mozzarella, if you wanted to grate some Parmesan, you could do that. And that would go here at this step. All right, these are looking good. And let's see this consistency here. Go ahead and add some of our milk. I'm going to start with about half. Let's see. And that looks like it may be enough. You don't want this like too wet of a mixture. So that looks really good. So now we are ready to assemble. That was quick, right? So you guys can see this consistency. Kind of slides off. It's perfect. Right, so got our mixture. We are done with all of these things. Ugh. So I can move her out the way. All done. Got a little spray olive oil. I don't know how many this is gonna make. It usually makes about 6 like standard size muffins. So we'll start with 6 and see where we end up. These do bake up a little bit, but they're not like regular muffins where you would kind of half fill them. You want to kind of fill these up. You want to try to get them about the same size so that they cook evenly. Looks like I'll probably make maybe 2 to 3 more, so I'm going to go ahead and spray a little bit more. And this may be because my pack of ground turkey was 1.7 pounds, and even though I tried to take away 0.7 pounds, it could be that it was a little bit more than a pound. And that one's a little bit small at the end. That's okay. All right, so we got that. Okay, so now we're done with this bowl. So I've just got my sauce. So I'm just gonna do a little bit on top. I feel like the sauce should be okay. I feel like it should be. And these taste good even without sauce. Like I'll crumble them on top of a salad. Running a little bit low, that's okay. We were low on the ketchup, so it's all right. These last 2 will be unsauced, and those will be mine, I'm sure. All right, so I put the stove at 350. I'm gonna go ahead and throw these in. They'll probably take about 20-25 minutes. We'll check on them then. Here we go. All right, you guys, these are all ready. Shall we taste? The sauce is good. You guys remember I was a little bit worried because it didn't do my standard ketchup and brown sugar. This is ketchup, little brown sugar, some barbecue sauce and some red hot. Enjoy!